So now I got
Okay, so now we are here. Now we're live. We are live with Rob A. Williams. How are you? How are you, Robin?
Hey, how's it going? I'm here. I am so excited to be at the 2023 Auto Fest here in Fallbrook. I've lived here about 3 years now, and honestly, I went to the first one my first year, and it was okay, but it was really hot that year. And so now I am so sorry I didn't stick around because I missed so many things, and it's grown. I'm told it's grown into this really huge, amazing event.
There's like a ton of people out there.
They say 100,000 at least will show up. Can you believe that? And I'm sure there's probably about 30,000 right now. It's crazy. I mean, everybody is hearing about our drive-in movie theaters, and they're going kind of ballistic on me. I couldn't get paper in their hand fast enough.
You know, what's cool is everybody who comes by the booth and they see the drive-in movie theater poster, they're super excited.
Isn't it funny because you talk about the movies and I'm out there, standing there saying, "Hey, Fallbrook Drive-In Movie Theater," and they're looking at me like I have five heads. And they come up to me and they're like, "Did you just say drive-in?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "I remember the drive-in." And they start telling me about their drive-in movie experience.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, you did drive-ins, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Santee. We had we still have our drive-in there actually.
So what was some of your experiences?
Adult? Are we doing G-rated or? Well, okay, think about it. Most of us as teens, you go to the drive-in. It's your first kiss.
Yeah.
It's your first time you sneak a drink of beer.
Right.
It's the first for a lot of people, I think. But then the really cool thing is remembering as a kid when Bambi was showing. And we were at the theater. My parents took us. There's four of us kids in the station wagon, of course. And Dad backs it up, and we're all laying there. And all of a sudden it starts to rain. And they make this announcement that they're going to cancel the show and take us all home. But the parents all went up to the box office. They're like, "No, our kids love it. They love it." So we sat there and watched Bambi in the rain. And it was one of the most fun times my family had together. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Cherished memory.
Yeah. And we get to resurrect some of those newly created moments with families now.
Oh, I know. I mean, well, think about the kids that never actually went to one, and the parents are going to bring them, and they're going to be heroes.
Yeah. And I like that in our day and age, there's a social media aspect that comes with it. So they TikTok videos, Instagram videos,
Oh my God.
do like YouTube stuff. And we are going to put some of that stuff up on the screen in real time.
Well, let's face it. We're actually giving a lot of fodder for the next generation of influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so. My nephew's 10, and he just started doing this thing where he videotapes little random moments throughout his day. And, they're not really super exciting. It's not like, big movie screen stuff, but he started editing and putting them together and making little videos. And his friends are digging it. And they're like, "Dude, really?" And it could just be like some footage from a pool party or a sleepover that he went to or something. And his friends are, they're saying, "Hey, what are you going to be, a director?" So and as an author and a creator myself, I have to say that there's nothing more exciting than inspiring the younger generation in media. There's so many different avenues, and if they're not the talent, if they're not on camera, they can do a million different jobs behind camera and behind the scenes. I mean, there's nothing more exciting than a 15-year-old asking you when I'm doing speaking engagement as an author, how many rewrites did it take you? How do I become a professional illustrator? What does it take to become a videographer? So yeah, we're in the right place.
That's
Kimbra.
awesome. And it looks like we have our 11 o'clock here. So I'll have you maybe interview them. Steve just gave me a cue that, so if you want to find Steve and find out who the 11 o'clock is, and then you will come in and then you can do the interview.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.
All right. So yeah, we're pretty excited about what's going to happen here with the drive-in movie theaters. Robin is going to get some. We're ready. Yep. Next week is Ern going to sit here. And Ernie,
Oh, sorry.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Messing up my hair.
Hey Ross,
Where's the camera?
you know, right?
Is there video or just audio?
This is video.
How much are the
Where's
big
the
ones?
video? Where's the camera?
30 bucks.
Camera's right here.
Like it's right on video.
All right. We got just about got it all dialed in here.
Like that?
Yeah,
that
that's good. That's good. And you're gonna talk at that. Let me hear you.
Okay.
Talk. Let me.
Test.
Okay, you
Can
sound
you hear
good.
me?
I can hear you. Sound good. All right, folks. We have Ernie here, and we're going to do a little interview
Testing.
With-
1, 2. Testing.
with Ernie. All right. Let me. Oh, I should have pulled the headset out for you. Yes.
Can you hear?
I can hear you fine. So as long as I can hear. Yeah, no, I need to get you a headset. So let me give me like 4 minutes.
This one here? Yeah.
Actually, if you want to interview him first, and I'll be out headsets and then I'll interview him second. So this mic is live. This mic is live.
Okay, so just
So you can stand right over there.
tell me when to start. Tell me when to start. So hey, tell me who you are and what are you doing here today?
Hello there. I'm Ernie Palmerin. I'm a local. Been here since 1976. I'm a general contractor. Been in the business for about 35 years.
Oh, that's awesome. So what do you think about our 23 out of Avo Fest this year in Fallbrook? How you doing?
I
out
think
there?
it's great.
You having a
Keeps
good time?
getting bigger and bigger. Yeah.
So
It's always fun.
yeah, so we have our drive-in theater coming up. What do you think about those drive-ins we're doing?
Well, I hope it's close to it used to be in the day when we used to go to Oceanside at the drive-in.
I think it's going to be
Yeah,
even better. I
yeah.
mean, think about it. We're going to have food trucks and vendors, and we're supporting local community business,
Yeah.
and we get to watch some really fun, wholesome family movies.
Yeah. I think it's going to be great. I think, well, that's what we need. We need some more fun stuff to do here.
Yeah,
at Fallbrook.
family-oriented,
Yeah.
safe.
Little kids run around. I think are you guys having a little park or
I imagine we're going to have a lot. There's
little
going to be activities,
inflatable
and
toys for the kids?
I can't even imagine we won't.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably
Cool.
the next step to it,
Super
right?
cool.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So, you want to tell us what you guys are doing today? You want to
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah.
What do we have here?
I'm Delphine.
What are you doing, Delphine? Are you enjoying the fall avocado?
Yes,
Fallbrook Avocado
I'm
Fest?
enjoying it. I already spent too much.
Come on, there's ATMs all over the place.
That's right. Come on now.
My bank says no.
Well, we're Fallbrook Media Group, and we are introducing the drive-in movie theater experience.
That sounds awesome.
Yes, it's great.
I want to
Awesome.
hear more about it. I want to get a group of people to go in the car and watch the next.
Oh, right? You don't even have to sneak them in your trunk.
Get some beers in the trunk.
Oh, wait now.
No.
Oh, we
Okay.
got to keep this G-rated.
I guess.
So tell me more about your business.
So I'm a general contractor. I design and build homes, but I also do small jobs. So the job's too small.
No job's too small.
No, I do anything from repairs and new designs and anything you want to do, pretty much.
Yeah.
Repairs.
So are you local to Fallbrook, or you work all over North County?
Pretty much, I stay local, but North County. I cover anywhere from. I try to stay within a 30-mile radius. So
Okay.
Del Mar,
Do you have like a
Encinitas.
specialty? You know, some people are more into cabinetry and finishing work, or what do you do?
My specialty is designing and redesigning. I love designing kitchens and bathrooms and taking like old homes and remodeling with new ideas in
Oh,
mind. So
well, I might have to hit you if I got an old
yeah.
home.
So I do love redesigning and seeing the old turn into new,
Yeah.
and people let me, put in my ideas on the design.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that's my specialty. But I
Great.
also love hardscape and building pools and the whole
Let
outside
me ask you something. So, if you live on granite, how do you get a pool?
on granite.
Yeah, if you live on a bed of granite,
On a bed of granite.
how do you get an actual in-ground pool?
Well, you
Like,
gotta
what would you do? Just
you gotta
curious.
bring in some demo equipment to rip in through that
Like,
granite.
do you dynamite it?
No, you don't have to dynamite, but you got a rock breaker, and you can break through the
Break the
granite.
rock up and
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. So,
Yeah, the good news is you don't need a whole lot of rebar. You can
oh,
you can
that's-
pour pretty much
I
with
was
light
ju-
rebar.
I was just gonna say, yeah. I noticed we live near the base, and you get a lot of the boom boom, and they're doing their war games up there.
Yeah.
And I thought my house is gonna have all these cracks and whatever, and we
Oh.
had. I said, "You live on granite, honey. You're fine."
Yeah, no, you're
They
fine.
said when the earthquake comes, you'll be sitting here when all of us are going
Yeah,
off.
no,
and-
granite's great for foundations or for pools. and all
Wow, wow.
that. Just gotta the hard part just breaking through it.
Just
But-
getting through
but
it,
once
right?
once you break through it, you got like a
Right. I
solid.
got the
You can
estimate.
pretty much fill it up with water.
It's more to break
Yeah.
the granite than to
Yeah.
build the dang pool.
Exactly.
Hey, well, we have someone joining us.
All right.
Yeah, so we are brand new, and we've got Steve Bridgke, Mike Rath, Juan Fernandez. I am Robin A. Wallace, and we've got Stephen Kimbrough. And
Right,
we are
Steve.
going to end up doing podcasting, so
Yeah.
super exciting. And here he is, the man himself.
Ernie, how are you, buddy?
Good. Good.
You're not going to see me on it because I'm on this thing 1,000 times. I would rather have the focus be on you, and I could be the voice behind
No problem, man.
the mix.
Great.
So I understand that you do a lot of really cool things with your business and construction, and you're going to be being involved with the drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're
So-
very, very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm always excited to help out the local businesses. So they asked me if I could help. They've done all the hard work, but they asked me if I could help out in any way. And one of the things besides construction that I specialize in is communications.
Mhm.
So I've spent 25 years of my construction years in communications, and they asked me about, hey, well, how's this whole thing going to work when we get this venue? I said, well, we need to make sure that everybody's cell phones and social media work. So we're going to have to beef up the Wi-Fi here and the wireless network.
That's awesome. You know
Yeah.
why I'm excited about that? And obviously, being a podcast media guy, wanting to have a nice, clean signal so I can stream and I can do social
Right.
media and I can do the podcasting stuff. So when I heard that you were coming, I was super excited that you're going to be putting up a tower so that we can get like a nice signal. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and it's all about capacity.
Mhm.
Because there's local sites and obviously there's existing coverage. But when you get that many people concentrated in one area and everybody's doing, movies and texting and sending videos or looking at social media,
Sure.
it overloads the local sites. So by having our own temporary tower, they call
Mhm.
them cell on wheels,
Mhm.
cow,
Mhm.
basically.
Yep.
And all it does is it's just going to give us a powerful signal right at the venue.
Is that sourced through a satellite signal or through a cell signal?
It's all a cell. It's a concentrated cell tower. So that cell tower will generate the signal, and it'll just power everybody's cell phone, and then it goes into the wireless network. So
That is amazing.
it's just basically a booster for everybody.
So, I'm thinking because I'm a self-contained pop-up drive-in. We've done these things out in the middle of the desert where we bring our own generator, we have our own lights, our own screens, our blowers. Is it possible that we could get our hands on your tower for one of those super remote events that we do?
Oh, yeah, that's what they're for. I mean, these things are exactly for. I mean, they do them during Coachella, during those big events. They put them up all over that place just for that.
Are these units that you sell? You build them and sell them, or
No, usually the carriers have them. They're owned by the carriers,
Mhm.
so the carriers will pay one of their contractors to put them up, and then all of them will share the tower. So it can be shared, it can be multiple carriers bringing in the cell towers.
So what's involved with putting one up, soup to nuts? Like what happens? You roll out a trailer, you have a crew, you put up a tower. How big is your crew? How long does it take?
It's a towed tower, so it all it requires is probably like a 3-man crew.
Mhm.
They bring it out, they erect it, they put the antennas up, so the antennas are not on it. Sometimes the cables are pre-wired already, so that when you erect the tower, you mount the antennas, and then you bring it into a box. That's the radio box. It's got all the controls, and then if there's no power provided, there's generators that supply the power to the cell tower. So that's all you need. All you need is a generator. They bring the tower, and you basically got a live tower that's generating a signal.
And how long does it take to put up? About, give or take?
Maybe half a day for 3 guys.
Mhm.
It's not that it's not that hard to put it up. It's just mounting antennas. It does require technicians to come in and fine tune it and make sure everything's working.
The power source, do you have a built-in generator, or do you bring a generator?
No, those are usually separate. They come up, they're for something like that. You want a big enough generator that can probably last 12 hours of fuel.
Mhm.
So they're the big tow behind generators,
right?
And they're kind of quiet, so they don't make a lot of noise, and they can last anywhere from 12 to 15, 20 hours.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's cool. So tell me about your construction business and what kind of work that you're doing.
Well, about 7 years ago, I started when I first started in construction. I was in the residential construction. I started in residential, but I kind of got into it by accident into the wireless industry about 8 years into my construction company. And just recently, I decided to kind of semi-retire from the wireless industry about 7 years ago. And I came back to residential. And it's been great. It's been great for me. I do everything from small remodels to full-scale 4,000 or 5,000 square foot homes, design and build. So I love helping people pick out a lot, design their home, figure out what they want, and build their dream homes. So it's been awesome right now.
That's cool. The most exciting part about your job, I'm sure, is when it's all done, and then you get a chance to do the reveal of the finished product. What's some of the reactions you've seen when you've done some reveals?
Oh man, I've gotten so excited that they literally start crying. I mean, I sketch things out. I'm not an artist, but I can sketch things out where they get a pretty good idea what it's going to look like, but they have no idea that it can literally look like that when it's done.
Wow.
So I'm kind of I like to sketch things out. I got that 3D mind where I can see things in the 3D dimension thing. And I sketch it out. I draw it to people. I say, this is kind of what I have in mind. But then when you actually finish it and it looks even better live done, they just it brings them to tears sometimes.
And
it's kind of cool.
The scale of your business right now seems to be pretty fun. Do you have ideas of how to scale it up? Like in a perfect world, what's the biggest thing you want to work on, or the coolest thing that if this was, you could start from scratch to go for an idealistic vision of a project you want to do, what would that be?
I think, I'm pretty much, I would love to just keep designing and building homes for people. Obviously I'm up for a challenge. If somebody said, hey, I have I have a vision of this, you know, $3-4 million house or 5 million, whatever it costs me, but they bring me some crazy dreams or ideas. That's kind of like what I would love to do, for somebody like that, because obviously I've already done in the telecom business. I already kind of well, I tell my kids, my kids are all part of my business. I have
Mhm.
three of my sons that are working for me, and um, I tell them, I said, 20 years ago, I tried to take over the world with the wireless industry, have a huge company and all that stuff, and it's not all that fun. When
Right.
you're not doing what you love to do,
Right.
it's not that much fun. And what I tell them now is like, I love doing this, but I don't want to reinvent the wheel.
Sure.
I'm not trying to like be the biggest contractor or the most popular or the most nothing. I just want to have fun. I want to make people happy, and I just want to keep challenging myself on the smaller projects that I have fun with. And at the same time, I mean, I'm hoping that my sons um, see the picture that I'm presenting here, and that they catch on, and then maybe they can make a good living doing it. I mean, it's obviously there's a lot of need for talent in the construction industry.
Right.
It's a dying industry. There's not a lot of people that can pick a just a ground piece of level ground field and build something with it, and get it done.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, a piece of dirt, and we build something, and there you go.
That's very rewarding, and
yeah.
it's exciting. And to know that you can take some dirt and with the creative ideas in your mind and actually turn it into something that is an incredible architectural piece of tangible art is pretty cool.
Exactly. And um, as I go along with these builds, it's like it gets beyond. People start talking about a pool and the entrance and the landscaping and all that stuff, and I love doing that kind of stuff too. I mean, I'm not just like build a house, do this, and I'm out of there. I can continue building your dream. If you want a backyard, you want a pool, you want a barbecue pit, you want a pizza oven, whatever you want. I'm all up for that. I mean, that's really where the fun starts, when you can put that stuff together and complete the package, and walk away from that. It's like,
Well, that's what's fun about it. When
Yeah.
even you start off with an original idea, and then as you build it and things come together, it stimulates more ideas.
Exactly.
And then next thing you know, you layer that idea on top of the last idea, and then that spawns another idea. You layer that. Next thing you know, you've got layers of ideas and things you didn't even think about in the beginning that are now something that you're going to add to the
yeah.
the house.
And I give a lot of credit to my guys. My sons are great. They got their own input on some of our projects. And the guys that I have working for me, they're like artists to me. When it comes to stone, and I can design stuff, create it, sketch it out, but then they make it look exactly what I want it to look like. So it's just the whole package, the whole turnkey thing. It's just amazing when it comes together. And I think that, and then the reactions that we get from the owners and people that see the whole thing, how it develops from a scratch piece of paper into a reality. And then we see how happy they are when it's all done. It's just amazing. It's way better than building cell towers, believe me.
That is so cool. So, what's the most exciting thing about the drive-in? Did you go to drive-ins when you were young?
Oh man, I hope if it's 20% of what it used to be, I'll be happy, because it was the most fun time for, I was in high school when we used to go to the drive-in theaters in Oceanside, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I don't think we really got to watch much of the movie. It was more
Sure.
about hanging out, and having
socializing,
fun, and watching
experiencing
the movie.
courtships.
Yeah, it was just like the whole group, and it was fun because being from a small town like Fallbrook, even back then in the early '80s, it was more about like having our group of guys from Fallbrook meeting up at the drive-in theater, and we would pick out, oh, we're going to be at this movie, because we have multiple shows going on. I think they had like 4 or 5 theaters, So we say we're going to meet at this movie in the middle or towards the west side or the north side, and then people just start showing up. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, where's the fall? If you missed it and you just went there, you just ask, where are the Fallbrook people?
Right.
So then they say, oh, they're over at this movie and they're over there, and then before you know it, there's a whole crowd of people from Fallbrook just hanging out,
Yeah.
having a good time.
Do you remember some of the movies that was screened? What was a movie that you remember?
I don't remember a whole lot of the movies that were, but most of the movies that were popular back then were like the scary movies, like
Yeah.
Friday the 13th
Yeah.
and those kind of movies.
Yeah.
They were like, because that usually like got people's attention. So
Sure.
like, hey, we're here to watch a movie, and it was usually like the Friday the 13th, Halloween, all those movies that were in back then. It was
Yeah.
kind of like the scary movies.
Yeah.
It wasn't back then. We didn't have all these digital movies like they do have now with Tom Cruise and all this fancy stuff. But it was more about going to the movies and kind of like being a little scared and
Mhm.
having some fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, you hit the button right on the head. Yeah, it was the spooky movies was the one
Yeah.
that because you're outside,
Yeah.
you're in a car. There's all these possible elements of creepy
Yeah.
events that can happen because you're outside in the elements, especially if the movie, had a lot of outdoor scenes at night.
Yeah.
Being outside at night made it even that much scarier.
Oh man, I think those guys were on the right track for, like taking your girlfriend on a date to the movie theater. You make sure she wasn't going to leave that car as soon as you were like, they were scared. Everybody was like, it was kind of it made it kind of like an exciting, fun thing to do. Go to the movie theater to a scary movie.
Well, also to be a guy and be in a situation where you can feel like the protector.
Yeah.
It was kind of a
that
cool
too.
feeling. Like,
Yeah.
I got you. It's cool.
Yeah.
We, even though on the inside we might be a little scared too, but it allowed us to show that, hey, if a monster comes over that ridge, I got you.
Yeah, exactly. You're safe. As long as you stay right here by my shoulder, you're fine.
Yep. Stay
You're
with me,
gonna be
you're
fine.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
You couldn't even leave to go get popcorn and going like, no, I'm going with you. If you had a girl you really like and you wanted her to hang around you and hang on your shoulder, it was like, take her to a scary movie and she's gonna go.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to walk her to the bathroom, So,
Yeah.
so it was fun, but yeah, I couldn't really remember other movies. I mean, back then it was like they would make movies to fit. I think Fast Times at Richmond